One of those things, isn't it? Over practice is a thing as much as under practice.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's no good standing there all day, is it? Just chucking darts. That's not good use of your time.
Well, you sort of warm up, you build up to that peak, you hit that peak, and then you go over the hill. And today what we're going to be able to do is give our viewers some information of how long they should be practicing, because I hear a lot of people say all the time, I want to get better, so practice more. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. I don't believe in that one bit. I believe in practice perfect. Take the makes out.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer, as you know, in don't just jump on the board for 10 minutes and think that was a good practice session. Oh, I've got 10 minutes in my lunch hour, I'll jump on the board for 10 minutes. It's pointless, Matt. All you're doing is warming up there. You're not actually practicing. So how long should we be practicing for? The viewers want to know the answer. Is there a specific amount of time? That's the right amount of time.
Well, bear with me because I'm about to go on one of my rants that I know you love so much in the comment section. So, yes, in terms of this, there is a sort of guideline, which is the 10,000 hour theory. 10,000 hours of practice over 10 years will make you an expert at said skill. This also works in line with the sports development continuum. And when you want to sort of jump into that performance/elite, we need to be looking around about 2 hours a day. Now, that is 2 hours a day of concentrated practice. I'm not talking about, I'm just going to throw out the trouble 20 for 15 minutes. That's not in your 2 hours.
No.
I'm not talking about at the end where you're just going to have a bit of a game. That is not in your 2 hours. Your 2 hours of concentrated, focused practice where you just on task. You've got your practice, you've got your things we've talked about, your start point, finish point, progression, win-lose criteria. You're working through your drills.
Is that right? 2 hours, it's 1 o'clock, I'm going to stop at 3 o'clock. Or are we taking a break? Are we stopping for a drink? Are we going to the toilet during that 2 hours? Or do you just want me on the board for 2 hours?
If you was to drive a lorry, can you legally drive that lorry for the day, the continuation of the day?
No.
You have to stop regularly at intervals for breaks. But why? All you're doing is sat down turning the steering wheel. You're not doing anything.
Focus.
Exactly. So the same thing with this. If we want to have that focus, we need to make sure we've got those breaks and intervals. What game of darts in the world lasts for 2 hours?
There isn't one.
So if you're training for the marathon, do you do 100-metre sprints?
No.
If you want to be a sprinter, are you going to go on a 26-mile run?
No.
It's exactly the same thing here. So if you're training to play a best-of-3 match, you don't need to be having a 2 hour continuous session. The same thing with Pro Tours. Now, the other thing you've got to imagine is you've got to try and make it replicate what you're doing. So if you're going to be doing a tournament sort of style where you're going to be practicing for a little bit, then breaking, then practicing, that's exactly replicating a game. You play your game, you got to wait for the next round. Play your game, wait for the next round. So you can build it in within your lifestyle as well.
So build it to whatever level you're playing at. So if your highlight of the week is a Thursday night best of 5, make your practice that 2 hours around those best of 5 bursts.
Little blocks, yeah.
I love that.
2 hours of concentrated practice, that's sort of the guideline. If you go over that, you'll probably find that you start getting tired, you start getting fatigued.
Yep.
A lot of the time, people will say, I've started practicing more and now I've lost my throw. I've lost my technique. The reason for that is because you practice for a long period of time to the point you've got lazy and you've learnt lazy habits, you continue to practice with lazy habits, and then they've become part of your game because you've done it for more than 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And when we do an activity for more than 6 weeks, that's when we start to build those motor pathways, which some people call muscle memory. And that is where that link, the relationship between the brain, the muscle, the movement, the hand-eye coordination all comes together, where we've now picked up these lazy habits and you've lost your throw altogether. And that's where you start decreasing. The over-practice comes from essentially practicing a bit bored.
So over-practice just as bad as under-practice. So get that 2 hour block, and I've said this a lot, don't try and just jump in for, don't think a 2 hours is 15 minutes a day for 8 days. It's not. A 2 hour block in one day is far better than 15 minutes a day for 8 days. Get that 2 hours, break it down into those sections for the level that you're playing at. I think that's brilliant advice, Matt. I think a lot of people could take that on board and now be practicing with a purpose. Love it.
Purposeful practice for 2 hours. Don't include that first 15 minutes. Make sure you're subscribed for more insights.